Which one? What did I say? Lubricate the vocal cords a little bit. There we go. Can speak a little bit louder. Right, the stream is on. Good morning, everybody out there. Happy Thursday morning. We have class tonight for members only. If you'd like to become a member, it's free to try out. Just click the link in my bio or the description or wherever you're at. Click the link, come on over, try it out, and you'll be able to attend the master class tonight on trading. Well, I guess one of the things we will discuss since the last class of the year is tax loss harvesting and why you should sell your bag holds tomorrow versus continuing to hold them. And let's see. So we had financial numbers come in. Jobless claims came in pretty much right on consensus and forecast. So it didn't change much. We had a little tiny jump in the market, a little bullish action there. Let's go look at the market and take a examination of it. We look to be opening up above yesterday's close. That will gap open, and that would put us in an instantaneous swing low formation. 3-day swing low formation instantaneously will be like this. And so that will probably cause the market, let's say, or the algorithms to seek yesterday's high as far as liquidity. It is not known if it will go to these others, but they're pretty close by, so I imagine it would go to these possibly 3 other points. So we might be looking at a green day this morning, all the way to 268 on the Qs. But at the least, we need it to get to 260, roughly almost 266, in order for that prophecy to fulfill. I don't know for sure if it's in the cards today to do the opposite, to break this low down here. If we do break yesterday's low, then the 3-day swing low formation turns into a continuation of a prior swing high. So it erases. So if we get down to yesterday's low, that's bad. That's a really strong reversal. And I also don't think necessarily we have the catalyst for that. So I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's very unlikely. So I think today we either doji or we seek yesterday's highs. And I think we're going to seek yesterday's highs. So we're going to have a green day today, I believe. But if I'm wrong, you know what to do. In that case, it means that it's going to be a strong red day. If it's not a green day and we're grinding up, it could become a strong red day with panic at the breakdown. Or we get that final continuation of panic tomorrow as it closes near yesterday's lows. So yeah, that's a market forecast. Now, looking at what stocks are having a lot of momentum this morning. Let's do a little quick refresh, see if there's anything new. Hillbillies back on Hillbillies back on the scan. Right, just for some jumping around a little bit, but the momentum really hasn't filled in liquidity yet. Dick dog. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, they probably did. Just me and you, Andrea. All right. So we're looking at probably the hottest looking stock this morning is HOTH, HOTH. It's got some nice smooth, tame, low risk consolidations that it's gone through. And at the same time, it's had some great bullish pushes. Well, one really. So if it's going to do that again, then now is an interesting time to get in, decent time to get in during this flag consolidation, if you will. And I would put a stop underneath 720 if so. And right now it's at 768, almost 770. So that's 50 cents of risk. To get a 2-to-1 reward to risk out of that, you're going to be hoping for $1 a gain. So if you do get in, well, actually, it's starting to move now. If you do get in now, you're hoping for it to go to about $9 almost, or 875. It's happening. It's at 790, 790. What did it just do? 8. It just hit 8. It's pulling back a little bit now. So it was at 774, I think, when I was talking about it just now, and it hit 8. Still got to put your stop at about now. Yeah, still 720. 720 stop on HOTH, HOTH. All right, so that's very detailed analysis there on how to play HOTH. Kala, let me go to the 1-minute chart on that. Kala opened up, closed yesterday at 12 after spiking all the way to 17-ish, and had a couple of bump runs like that. Based pre-market at 640, where we advised a potential low risk entry trade at the base on around 640. Then it proceeded to go to 9. It's about 50% gain. Pulled back and closed, pulled back to about 850, and then shot up midday. Well, it was actually not even that late. It was around 10:30 to 18 from there. It was just full FOMO hype pump. And then it faded back to around 12:30. So this morning, that pushed up again more, all the way to even beyond yesterday's 1750 peak. In pre-market, it hit 19. It's at 1654. And so that behavior hasn't really changed. It hasn't had a dump yet. It's had little micro flushes, but it hasn't really cracked. It hasn't really dumped and cracked yet. So that's still very much in play. I think we're looking at something like this. Still it can crack that trend line roughly. Then it's still on the front side of the trade. I would not be shorting it. And it looks like a good long opportunity. Well, by long, I mean you can trade it for a scalp or some momentum this morning today. So where to get in? Well, right now it's kind of free falling. It's not creating a base, so let it base. It would need to get over VWAP and a significant pivot over VWAP to confirm. So we're talking at the moment that form that is 1875. So if it can't do that, there's no sense in getting in if it can't get in over 1875. Or if it can put in a base, then that will work for us as well. If we can just hang out on some price range for a while. It doesn't seem to hang out long when it does, now that it's pretty hot. Good morning. Good morning. Look at HOTH now. Well, we were just talking about it. Yeah. Yep. There it goes. So HOTH, talking about it at 774, is now at 861. And that's exactly that $1 2-to-1 reward to risk that we were talking about. And you can move your stops up to the bottom of this little valley here, 750. So you can move your stops to 750. You can be taking profits off underneath every 25-cent level, according to the tiering system that we have established. And you can be you're taking profits. And you can be raising your stop up to 750. All right. Also, BXRX looks a little bit like Kala yesterday. Actually, there was another stock we were looking at. It looks a lot like that. It's got a base, and then it has this hyperactive push that happened at 7 o'clock this morning, and it's basing and slightly fading. But if you were to put a stop underneath 377 here at 410 or 407, that's only 30 cents of risk. If you can calculate that to your 1% of risk of your portfolio, of your account, your trading account, then you only need 60 cents from here, or 470, which is just above the pre-market high of 455. in order to get 2 for 1. HOTH now hitting 874. Very nice. And we've got 4 minutes and 10 seconds until the market opens. Yeah, TD Ameritrade, yes. Yeah, but you're looking at TradingView. And I also have accounts at everywhere. Not gonna tell you. Not gonna tell you where. But what's up? Yeah, there is no, there's, as far as I'm seeing, there's not another job report at 10. Well, not that I'm seeing. No. No, not really, no. But if something happens at 10, it'll be because you said so. So we'll see. People wanted to know what oil is at. Oil's at 77. We can take a look at oil. It's not the shoes or the gym or the ball. That's right, Carl. Yeah, oil's still in a downtrend. So, that's good for, I guess, prices at the pump. And there's not a significant trade setup right now. Yeah, 10 a.m. today. Yeah. No, I don't see anything there. I'm literally looking at the financial calendar. There's some gasoline updates, but no. Yeah, that's it. Gotcha. Yep. All right, you guys, we've got 2 minutes and 30 seconds till the market opens. I do think it'll be green, seeking green today. That doesn't mean it'll just go like whoop. Because then where is it going to go? It's going to trade around, test your faith, of course, and shake you out all along the way. There's some pretty clean lows right here that it could break first, so it might go red first. In pre-market, yeah, I don't know where that shows up on the Qs, but it's 10-830 on NQ. Yeah, that could be because of the $1.7 trillion spending bill. That can cause inflation all next year. They got that in just in the nick of time to fuck up 2023 for us and send us sideways for a year. Meanwhile, the 30-year rate on Treasury bonds is pretty much at 4%. And that is the best buy on the markets. Treasuries, 30-year treasuries over 4%. Or any long dateds. What do we got here? 45 seconds until the market opens. All right, HOTH is flagging again. Less bullish of a flag this time. Back a little bit, break down a little bit. But remember, your stop is 750, and you've taken profits underneath every 25-cent level if you did this right. 5 to 20%, 25%, 5 to 25% every 25-cent level on HOTH. All right, 10 seconds till the market opens. Ding, ding, ding. Okay, is HOTH going to be sold off or bought up at the open? Let's see. Okay, you can set your stop to 840 now. You can set your stop to 840 on HOTH if you're already in it. If it breaks that level, it is likely to break down. 840. But if it doesn't, then Going. There it goes. 950, 950, 983. I think it's halting. 983. All right, who got in? Maybe Cameron. Okay, I believe it's halted now. Outstanding. So 774 when we were talking about it. 985, 985. In at 783. Nice, Carl. So that's 27%, up 27% in just a few minutes. Just goes to show all you really need to work on in life is your downside. So upside, like, it's like it's always going to be there if you can find them. You just need to work on cutting your positions before you give 27% back. Frequently, then you make it. Making 27% more frequently. And the market pulling back a bit. Might go and clean out these lows, this low level down here. Show it, point it out for you. $10,830 $10,830 on the NQ. There's a ton of orders down there. So we may go down there first. Butts around a little bit, it's pick up all that liquidity. Could happen fast. You never know. And then return to yesterday's highs. Alternatively, it could just blast right through that and put in that panic red day I was talking about. Find that to be unlikely. And that's just a long way to go. We'll see what happens. But I think we're going to grab liquidity lower, and then we're going to move up to yesterday's highs. All right, BXRX is coming up. Anybody get BXRX? NUWE is halted? Interesting. Okay. Doesn't really have a lot of liquidity, so that's interesting. RNAZ also same thing, breaking pre-market highs. This is the pivot point, around 80 cents to get in. BXRX, I'm not sure if it's halted. No, it's not. This is the pivot point, 450 right now. Could pop, could really pop. BXRX. It's the be all end all. There it goes, 479, 482, 485. Took off from 450 immediately. It broke that pre-market high. This is actually a lot of stocks taking off long. Momentum stocks, the first we've had it in a long time. Wow, the market did a really huge about face. It kind of had no reason for doing that. Oh, this could be a huge institutional purchase of something like Tesla, or I don't know. So, well, is it the Qs? Apple, perhaps? Let's go take a look at Apple. Yeah, could be that. HOTH halted at 985. It will be coming out of the halt in a moment here. NUWE halted at 1360, and it will be coming out soon. It doesn't necessarily look great. It looks okay, but it's lacking tons of liquidity. Anything can happen. Bid-ask spread is not tight enough. Sentiment doesn't have the momentum behind it. Number of souls. RNAZ is at 80 cents roughly. And BXRX is at 468. Inner pivot break would have been 440. NT is completely fading out red. Okay. I was going to try to short it, but none to borrow. I think HOTH should be coming out any moment here. The halt was at 985. ConocoPhillips could be at an interesting pullback entry in the uptrend. Just the question is, that's COP. Just the question is energy done? And I think that this inflation omnibus bill may reignite the energy trade in 2023 again. So perhaps COP is at a good point right now for you swing traders or you macro traders. COP for a 3 to 6 month position could be a round entry here on this pullback to the moving averages. And NUWE opened and immediately moved to almost 15.15. Back from there. Yeah, the bid-ask spread on that is really wide. Very dangerous. You'd have to put your stop at about 12 at the moment for any entry. So it's really not offering the right setup. And that tells you what kind of quality people are jumping on it. BXRX is pulled back to about 450. That's the inner pivot break. Wouldn't be too happy if it fell below 420. So if you have any more left on that, you would get out there. You put puts on Tesla and now you're going to lose your house. Jesus. You probably don't even know what you're doing with options. You should probably send me a private lesson. I'm sorry. You should probably send me a private message. We could talk about private lessons, a private session, talking about your situation, learn a little bit about options. Yeah. Whether or not you're telling the truth or not, you should still send me a private message and tell me what your situation is. Maybe I can help. Do I day trade SPY? Yes. I'll just fucking say yes. At this point. At one point, people will be like, "Do you own a private island?" I'll be like, "Yes, I do." You can buy them. Like you can buy a key, for 800,000. You can own a pretty big island. But what are you gonna do with it? Like that's my tree. I'm gonna dock right here. Yeah. Put a helicopter pad on it and it's just gonna get blown off in a hurricane anyway. The market is running those highs now. That's what I was talking about. It is heading towards yesterday's high. The prophecy is halfway complete. 2/3 of the way complete. We're heading to 266. HOTH is still stopped. Yeah. They're resolving imbalances. No, it came out of the halt. What is going on? What's going on? HOTH here. It's at 1177. Anybody still in it? Looking good. You probably wanted to take a little bit off there as well. Maybe 10% seems about right. You don't know when the halt's going to be the last halt, you know? That could be the name of a trading book. The Last Halt. Sounds kind of scary. The Last Halt. Their meltdown. Knock on particle board. Your top pick for 2023, Rocket? Yeah, that's not a bad idea, but I wouldn't pick it now, you know? I mean, but it's nice to have it in your crosshairs. You might want to pick that in like August next year. Maybe, possibly even later, depends how much front running it'll do. Let me take a look at it now. Oh, never mind, never mind. I thought you were talking about Rocket Mortgage. Rocket Mortgage. Never mind. I don't really know anything about the pipeline on Rocket Pharmaceuticals. What is Rocket Mortgage? Let's see. Is it out of business? It's not even listed anymore. Rocket Companies, RKT. Yeah, that looks like it. A finance, yeah. Right now it's hit as low as $6, and it's roughly around $6 right now. Was 25, whatever. In a year or two, that's going to be $50 or more. Rocket in mortgage. So long as it can stay in business. In a year or two, you're looking at a 10x. That's 1,000%. But you can't guess the bottom. Can't get filled on HOTH to sell a tiny amount. Well, no, it's halted. Of course, you can't right now. It's halted. It's at 1177. Halted. You won't be able to sell. But when it becomes unhalted, all of your orders will blast through, and you might not want that. So you might want to cancel all your orders, get back in control of it, and then you need to watch it like a hawk and preset like probably a 20% exit, maybe 25. I'm not you, but I'm thinking a good typical partial exit, maybe 20% at wherever it roughly opens, depending on how it opens. If it opens and moves up, you can sell. When it's halting up, it's very easy to sell. You can sell. When it's halting down, it's very easy to buy. But when it's halting up, you can't buy. And when it's halting down, you can't sell. So you should have easily been able to sell within some reason when it was halting and it was actually still trading. Yeah, it's halted. But yeah, that's the problem. Yeah. We're 15 minutes into the trading session, and the market is, in fact, continuing to run towards yesterday's highs. That's what it's going to do. That's why it's moving up. To take out liquidity above yesterday's highs. I'm glad some of you are in HOTH. The idea when we started talking about it was to get in around 774. That's exactly when we started talking about it. It's now at 1177 and halted 774. That's a 52% gain. Do I think it will turn around at 266? No. And you shouldn't try and think that way either. That's just as risky of a trade as could be. You're talking about retracement trading. Not a good idea to be that kind of a trader. You'll be right sometimes. You'll be wrong most of the time. Yeah, that's right, Carl. Okay. Yeah, it's halting down. So, you'd be lucky to get out now, Carl. It's halting at 1086 or something, 10 around there. You'd be lucky to get out, and I would increase your exit to all of it maybe at this point, based on what just happened. And it's probably halted now. To get some out. That was the first down halt. Very hard to get an exit on a down halt. Easy to get an exit on an up halt, but you don't know if that's the last halt. So that's why I think it's good to do like 20 or 33% whenever you get pushed into a halt like that. Barring about the thesis. That is the first negative thing to happen on HOTH today. What just happened. So in some sense, that's great. It means HOTH is, 99% bullish, but in another sense, it means that's bad. It means maybe the fun is over. Carnival's closing down. The next halt, if it's down, maybe it opens lower at 970 and then pushes down to like 850 and halts again. Down. So it's not looking good for anybody that didn't get to get profits out. And, it just would go to show that you need to make sure you're not quicker than the other guy, then you're going to be the last guy. If you're not quicker than most the traders out there, then you're going to be in the ass end of the stick there. Good. So you want to have a fast trading system set up. You want to, train and know what buttons to push and what you're going to do in all scenarios. And click the buttons fast. Have coffee. I'll wait through this next halt to see what goes on HOTH. See how you end up, Carl. But after that, I think that we'll back into the group. That's something. And then remember, we have class tonight. And at the very minimum, we'll talk about tax loss harvesting, and I'll make sure that I get the final answer on whether or not it's transaction date or when funds settle. I don't know. I'll have to double check on that. And then we'll talk about anything else you guys would like to talk about. What tickers are those? It says right on them. Like, what are they for? Never seen them before. Those are just stocks having a once in a 2 or 3 year crazy good news moment. And so that's why you haven't really heard of them much. This is their dog day afternoon. Gala, it's right here. It's been moving down since the open. It's been grinding down. What was that, like 1650? Now it's at 15 roughly. Do I think it's going to go up or down? Yeah, I know. You just trade it based on the patterns that go by. You have to know those patterns. Right now, it's not putting in a base, so it hasn't put in a floor. So let's put it that way. Think about that. It hasn't put in a floor, so no floor yet. Chris looks like, oh, Chris is not here. Okay. Wow. We're getting indications that today's going to be a strong volume day. So we're probably definitely going to get up and over yesterday's high, and maybe even the prior high and the prior high today. It's going to continue to be bullish. And there may be some bears or contrarians who try to catch that falling knife, try to catch that top. Early indications are that that's not going to happen today, that it's going to be green all day. Early indications. That could be wrong. Things can change. What books do I recommend? What software do I use? The software I use a lot of different softwares. TradingView is a good one. I trade with TD Ameritrade's Thinkorswim. But that's not what I recommend you do. You can send me a private message and we can figure out exactly what will be good for your situation. But what books do I recommend? It just depends on what you want to do. Day trading, swing trading, investing. It's a good idea to be good at all of them. I have a link here. I'll send it to you. Here it comes. I believe I have a link here. But I don't know if TikTok will censor it or anything. But let's see. There it is. Those are all my recommended books. See if you can copy paste that or somehow go to there. QTNT showing increased volume, says Justin, bounced down off WAP. Yeah, so QTNT, you would say that it reclaimed that dip and it reclaimed WAP. Came down just now. Maybe it's going to bounce off WAP. WAP is not a specific point necessarily. It's a read. Trending over and across WAP is good, but you really need to see it break that inner pivot. And I'll show you. You really need to see it break this pivot right here. It's because these are the significant pivots over VWAP. Break 49.50 or basically 50 cents, 49.50. For it to not be bullshitting us. Yeah, I believe HOTH is still halted. Yeah. Keep an active eye on it, Carl. You're the one trading it. You should know more than us. You got the most money in it, probably. Thoughts on BXRX. So watching it. It looks like it wants to die. It looks like it wants to fade out now. Could be over on BXRX. And oh no, there goes QTNT to 51 cents. Popped right over that 50-cent pivot. You could have probably seen that on the level 2. You would have seen orders thinning. Would have known to get in before that pop even. But now it's at 52 cents. So it's up almost 4 or 5%. Not really. SPY's not necessarily back to the demand zone. Die, yeah. Well, HOTH could possibly stay like this for a while, especially if it's pending news. So I'll leave you to concentrate on your own, Carl. Don't blink. Keep your eye on it. I know what that's like. You're sitting there, you've got your mouse, you don't move. The wife says something, you leave me alone. I know what that's like. Just give me a second. Yeah, I'll be with you in a little bit. And QTNT hitting almost 54 cents, hitting 54 cents now. Yeah, 55 cents. 61, 65 cents. Woo, there goes the QTNT. Justin, I hope you got a bunch of that. You were the one really with your eagle eye on it. And it just goes to show, look how quickly it came back to 55. It goes to show how you have to have your ladder set up, your laddered exits all set up. So you can take your profits. You know, we have a system. We know exactly where to take profits there underneath every 5 cent level on that one. 60, underneath 65. And because it's not likely to go a huge amount, you probably should take about 20% off, is my guess at those points. So you should have been about 60% out now, having taken profits all the way up to 65 cents on an entry around 50 cents. Like we said, you could have maybe got an entry at 49.5. If so, that would have been 31% move. Very nice. HOTH is open, Carl. HOTH is open at 10 and everyone's selling off. It started to go green for a second. That was your only chance to sell on an uptick. Now it's going red. It looks like it's trading and not halting. Like 970. Let's see. Rooting for you. All right, let's go back into the group. I'll catch you guys into the group. See you soon. Peace out. All out at 10. Very nice. I wish I did. I'm just watching, trying to figure out stuff out. Very good. Very good. Yeah, no, was right on timing. Yeah. That means you're ready. All right.